Okay, welcome back. It's funny. I don't know how you watch these at all, but we're still continuing on from my crazy list of things you should do in your life. Decide to like something about yourself that you were told to change. I'm gonna try. um, in your life, you're gonna be told there are things you should change. Okay, the easiest one for me. You are heavily involved right now in one of the easiest ones for me. When I was in elementary school, 100% of my report card says talks too much in class. You should stop talking. You talk too much. You talk too much. You talk too much. Got told that over and over again to the point it gave me a complex. I mean, and went, yeah, but I'm talking to somebody. Somebody's listening. People like what I have to say. It's it sucks when the thing that you're good at, people tell you is bad. You can't do it. Stop doing it. Stop doing it. And so you know what? I went on, and for a long time, I didn't like it about myself. But because I couldn't stop doing it, and I tried, I built a whole life of talking for a living. I became a pastor. I taught in colleges. I do things like this. I have found opportunities to speak my entire life because what I was really trying to do was cover up for it. I was really trying to go, okay, I can't stop doing it. I'm supposed to stop, but if I can't stop, I'll go where it's acceptable, where it's at least expected out of me. And it really took for a long time before really it was an adult thing, maybe a PTSD thing, that I learned to go, you know what, screw that. I actually like it about myself. That that I talk well. I think in a public setting I speak at well above average ability. I can hold an audience. I have held large audiences. I can speak extemporaneously to an audience of 1,000 people, and I've done it, and that makes me proud. And so it's something that I just went, no, stop. You know what? Those people, I might have, what they should have said is needs to learn to speak at the right time. Those sorts of things. But that's not what they accomplished in me. What they accomplished in me was a hatred for the thing I'm best at. And you know what? Screw that. All the teachers who said that, screw that. You were wrong. You were wrong, and you didn't. You would have been far better in my life to have made me understand that there'd be a time for it and a place for it, and I'd be rewarded for it. And you know what? So there are things about you just got to go, screw that. I like it. I'll give you the one that's been most recent to me. This is hard, but a big piece of it is I'm passionate about crap. I am. And it means that there are some people who just don't like me because of it. There are some people who, the number of times people say stop yelling at me. I'm like, it's funny because the people who know me well say he's not yelling. It's because we've entered a world where passion is deemed anger, and passion, if it raises your voice this much, you're yelling. That's bullshit. and and a piece of it, at times it means that sometimes being passionate, it means I can't control it. It means that I'm gonna say more than maybe I wished I said later or whatever. But you know what? People told me I had to change that about me, and a giant piece of me, I've just decided, nope, it's not true. I don't. I'm gonna lose some friends over it over time or whatever. But you know what? That doesn't mean I have to agree, and that I can like it about me because it's who I choose to be, whether everyone likes it or not. And you know what? There's liking yourself is not about being the best person in the world. liking yourself doesn't mean having everything worked out and doing everything right. It isn't. It's deciding that your life is your own and live it the way you want to. And so that's what I'm going to do. And yes, sometimes it's hardest on the people who are closest to me, because they have to see people get upset or not like me or whatever. But you know what, at the end of the day, I'm the only one stuck with me. I'm the only one who has to put up with me every day. And so because of that, it matters more that I like me. And so I'm going to like me. Even if some of the things that I like about me, other people don't.
And your socks.
Yeah. Okay. She brings that up. Maybe you've noticed, maybe you haven't. I'm always surprised by the things people don't notice. But if I'm sitting here crossing my legs like this, and then like this, if you watch, my socks don't match. They'll never match. I made a decision some years ago now. This had a lot to do with becoming healthier. I come across a lot of times as a guy who doesn't give a rip if anybody likes him, or whatever people think of me, and that's a big frickin' lie. It's been a lie my whole life. Now, what I do with the Kleenexes? No, it's really not true. I've actually, this is true of most people who come across like that, is no, I spent way too much of my life living my life to be what other people wanted me to be. That trying to impress people or whatever. Someday maybe I'll tell the story of why it was so hard to like myself. But it doesn't matter. What it is I spent way too much time trying to be impressive, trying to be better than everybody else, trying to be smarter than everybody else. And I don't mean trying to think of myself that way. I only accepted of myself being more knowledgeable, more read, smarter, faster, more capable. I drove myself because I didn't think I was better. So the only way I could accept for myself that I was better is if I beat you. So I'm a 5'9" guy playing basketball through college, not on the college team, but internally, intramural stuff, things like that. One of my college yearbooks has a good shot of me shooting baskets in one of the intramurals games, and I was the guy everybody wanted on their team and stuff like that. And go, who the hell wants a 5'9" guy on their team? But it's because I drove myself to be better than everybody else, and it wasn't about me proving to them. It was about me proving to me that I was in school. I was the smallest kid. I got beat up all the time. I had all of these rough things. So to stop that, I had to be better. And so I was constantly trying to convince myself I was better than everybody else, just so that I could like me. And my PTSD made that impossible, because my PTSD means on a lot of days I'm not better. I'm just not. And so, and I had started this before that, I think, but somewhere along the line I just decided, a piece of it was one of those dressed for success things. Your socks must always match. And it's funny now, teaching at the college, how many times I've had a student stand up or somebody come into my classroom and teach dress for success, with me standing there with my not matching socks, and them say, one of the things that's on the list is your socks must match. And it's funny, I have stood in front of classrooms for entire quarters without even one person noticing my socks don't match. It's a lie. Nobody notices your socks. Some of you right now are going, oh my God, his socks don't match. And that just amuses me. But I don't do it for you. I do it for me. It's because it's my way of reminding myself every day, I don't care what you think of me. It's kind of a juvenile... Mark Twain wore white suits every day for a big bit of his time period. Remember, he lived in the dirtiest time in history. He lived when everything was lit by fire, heated by fire. There was just ash every place. Nothing was paved. The world was full of dirt and bugs, and he wore white suits every day. Why? Because he was showing off he didn't work anymore. He was, I'm a man of leisure. And what it was really was, I don't care if you hate me. I really don't. That was his bit. And that had already been taken, and so I wasn't going to go around a white suit. So, and he wore red socks with his white suits. And so he was inspiration. I went, okay, how about I just don't care if my socks match? And so that's the only thing. For a long time I just grabbed 2 socks, and the only thing that mattered was that they not match. Except there's comfort involved too, so I like them to be of the same design. But in general, they don't match. I accidentally one time in the last year wore matching socks. It bothers me because, as far as I know, that's the first time in like quite a few years that my socks accidentally matched for a day because I was not paying enough attention and accidentally wore matching socks. But yes, that's my reminder to me that I'm better at what I do, and I'm better as a human being when I'm not caring what other people think.